So now we're going to deal with solving multi-step inequalities. And solving multi-step inequalities is pretty much the same as solving equations, with that one important rule that's different, that if you divide or multiply by a negative number, you have to change the direction of the inequality symbol. So let's look at these quickly. This is for chapter 6, lesson 3. So if we look here quickly, negative 4x plus 3 is greater than 15. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to subtract 3 from both sides. We end up with negative 4x is greater than 12. Then we're going to divide both sides by negative 4. So when we divide both sides by negative 4, we got to flip the inequality symbol. If you want to do that first, you can, just so that you don't forget. And then that's going to be negative 3. So x is less than negative 3. So let's go ahead and write this out. So now if I solve this equation, I've got x is less than negative 3. So negative 3 is going to be right there. It's less than, so it's going to be the circle that's not filled in at all. So let's go ahead and write that. And then we need to, it's less than negative 3, so it's going to be that way. We should check our answer anyhow. Let's plug 0 into this original equation. Negative 4 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 3 is not greater than 15. Since 0 is over there and it's not a part of the solution, we know we are on the right track. Let's do another one here. Okay, so here I went ahead and solved the second one here. 7x plus 8 is greater than 22. Notice I don't have to flip the inequality symbol because it's 7x, not negative 7x. If it was negative 7x, I'd have to flip it, but it's not. So what I did was I subtracted 8 from both sides, and then I divided both sides by 7. So it's going to be a full, non-filled in circle, and it's greater than 2, so I'm going to go point it that way. And then what I want to do is I want to plug in a number here. Let's say again, I could plug in 0 if I wanted to, or I could plug in 4 here. If I take 4 and plug it in there, 4 times 7 is 28. 28 plus 8 is 36. 36 is greater than 22, so I know I'm pointing in the right way. So now we're going to get a little bit more complex. In this case here, I'm going to do this one to start with here. And what it is it's the same sort of rules here as if you were solving with an equation. This is 9x plus 2 is less than 5x minus 18. First step, you're going to go ahead and try and get both of the, or all the x's on one side, so you're going to subtract 5x. So subtract 5x from both sides. When you do that, you end up with 2, excuse me, actually. I meant to say 4x plus 2 is less than negative 18. And then we're going to subtract 2 from both sides. End up with 4x is less than negative 20. We're going to divide both sides by 4. We end up with x is less than negative 5. And even though there's a negative number there, we didn't divide by a negative number, so we don't flip it. Again, I'm going to check this answer here. The easiest way is, again, to plug in 0. I know 0 would not be a solution, or should not be a solution. So if I plug 0 up into here, into this equation here, that's the easiest way of doing it. 0, so that would be 2 on this side, is less than negative 18. Since 0 is not a solution, I know that I have this correct because 0 would be greater than negative 5. So let's try another one here. Let's do, let's try this one here. So write it out quickly here. So this is what it says here, negative 1/3 times, in parentheses, x plus 12 is less than 5. So what I need to do is I need to distribute this this negative 1/3, so it's going to be negative 1/3 x minus 4 is less than 5. Because where I get the minus 4 from is it's negative 1/3 times 12. So now I'm just going to add 4 to both sides. I do that, I end up with negative 1/3 x is less than 9. Now I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 3. And then that will go ahead and it will get rid of this stuff here because this is x divided by negative. This is the same as if I were to write it like this. So it's x divided by, or x divided by negative 3 if I wanted to do it that way instead. So I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 3. Got to change the direction of the inequality. End up with negative 27. X is greater than negative 27. So therefore 0 should be a solution here. So if I plug in 0 here, 1/3 times negative 1/3 times 0 is 0. Negative 1/3 times 12 is going to be negative 4. Negative 4 is less than negative 5. So that would be a solution for that. So let's try a couple more here. Solve the inequality if possible. It is completely in the realm of possibility that these inequalities will not ever work with particular numbers. And that's the case for this one right here. You might clue that in right away because you're going to end up here with 15x minus 10 is less than 15x plus 7. And when I subtract 15x from both sides, what I'm going to be left with is negative 10 is less than 7. So in that case there, all values of x will be true. So in this case here, all values of x will be true. So all numbers, all values true. Because this is a true statement. Because negative 10 is less than 7. So all values would be true. But the reverse can happen, so let's see if we can find one like that. And that's one over here. If we look here, 9 minus 28x is less than, or is greater than 4 times 5 minus 28x. So let's see if that works here. So we're going to go ahead and change this. It's going to be 9 minus 28x. We're going to distribute that 4, so it's going to be 20 minus 28x. When I then subtract 28x from both sides, or add 28x to both sides, get rid of it, I'm left with 9 is greater than 20. And that's not true, so no values work. No values work for that one. So, similar to what we did before with equations when that can happen. So no values work. And again, the clue to that is when you go ahead and you see that you have variables that are equal, an equal number on both sides. Let's do a couple more, or at least one more here. In this case here, we have to combine the variables. So this is going to be 8x plus 6 is greater than or equal to 8x minus 4. And then that's going to leave us with 6 is greater than or equal to 4 minus 4. So that's going to be all values are true. So hopefully this makes sense. And you get a chance to work on this in class. So good luck.